A Broadway Pokemon musical exists that was written in a week, hemorrhaged millions of dollars, and had a giant exploding robot Mewtwo. This is the unhinged story of Pokemon Live. At the height of Pokemania in the 90s, while the games, cards, and anime were at peak popularity, 4Kids Entertainment decided the best thing they could do to capitalize on the property was to create a stage musical, obviously. Performed between September 2000 and May 2002, this 90-minute stage show told the story of Ash, Misty, and Brock and their journey of obtaining the Diamond Badge. While this musical was performed worldwide and launched several performers' careers, it was a financial disaster.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
And so, despite announcing a high-quality home video release, it has become lost to time. Or has it? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. The musical opens with an advertisement from a mysterious gym leader that is very clearly announcing that he will be awarding a one-of-a-kind diamond badge to anyone who can defeat him. Then, like in a typical anime episode, we're introduced to our main characters: Ash, Misty, Brock, Professor Oak, and Ash's mum, Delia. After some heavy-handed sexual innuendo, Oak and Delia head off, and we find out that Misty is upset with Ash. It seems he forgot about her birthday 3 weeks ago, which is her entire motivation for the story. Ash promises to make it up to her, breaks out into song, and he and the pals head off on their adventure. Jesse, James, and Meowth appear and recite their iconic motto, and we find ourselves in the Team Rocket hideout. He calls them in, and surprise, he's the mysterious gym leader. Didn't see that coming. Not only that, he wants Jesse and James to capture Ash's Pikachu because plot. As soon as they leave, a trainer approaches and challenges Giovanni for the Diamond Badge. Giovanni reveals his secret weapon of ultimate destruction, a robot version of Mewtwo called Mecha Mewtwo. This monstrous robot can copy any attack and send it back even better. Worse? It's super strong, whatever. Giovanni can complete his world domination goals when Mecha Mewtwo has an entire collection of attacks or something. I don't know, it doesn't really make any sense. The next bit plays out like a standard episode of the anime. Jesse and James fail to spring a trap on Pikachu, and Brock flirts with a girl that shoots him down. Ash thinks he's the most incredible trainer ever, all the while being oblivious to Misty's feelings for him. You know, kids stuff. Meanwhile, a gang of rocket grunts kidnaps Oak and Delia because Giovanni doesn't want them spoiling his plans for world domination. After all, science is the true enemy of evil. There's a Pokemon battle against a deaf trainer who uses Jigglypuff, and unsurprisingly, it puts everyone to sleep. Because that happened in the anime, it has to happen in the show. Misty wakes up and sings about her feelings for Ash.
I wanna tell you what I'm feeling, and just say that I love you.
He sleeps through the whole thing, and then the trio is off again. During a song, Ash chooses Pikachu for the Diamond Badge battle. However, Team Rocket steals the yellow rat while singing the Pikachu-filled dance number. Ash thinks Team Rocket stole the electric fuzzball, but Misty assumes that Ash just missed his birthday too.
I wanna tell you what I'm feeling.
Back at the Rocket hideout, Giovanni has Oak and Delia in a cage because he's a kinky bad boy boss, and we find out that Delia hooked up with him when they were younger, basically confirming that Delia Team Rocket shows up with Pikachu, and Giovanni tries to force him to use Thunder Shock because it's the only attack left for Mecha Mewtwo to learn. However, Pikachu expresses his oppositional defiant disorder and electrocutes Jesse and James instead. This frees Oak and Delia because, you guessed it, plot. Giovanni realizes that he needs Pikachu's trainer if he wants it to attack his big, hard, throbbing robot, and sends the three idiots off to collect Ash. In the woods, Misty whines about her feelings. There are a few more songs, and all the protagonists finally meet up again. Oak and Delia tell Ash that Team Rocket has Pikachu, and Ash gets super anime hyped to go save him.
Believe it!
Jesse and James show up on Razor scooters, which is the most 2000s thing that they could do, and they scoot Ash off to face Giovanni for the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. He challenges Ash, who proceeds to have Pikachu attack Mecha Mewtwo with his electric attacks, which do nothing, and is exactly what Giovanni wants. Stupid Ash. Now the bad boy bad guy is gonna enslave the world, or whatever it is he's trying to do. I don't know. It's a kid's show. Ash stands up to Mecha Mewtwo, but it blasts his ass with a Hyper Beam, and he gets wrecked like a scrub. Only at the last second, the regular Mewtwo shows up out of nowhere and deflects the blast. Mewtwo says something about how the true power was within Ash all along, and then proceeds to psychic blast images of Ash being happy into Mecha Mewtwo. Mewtwo. The robot decides that it's been taught the power of love and goodness and it can't destroy the world, yada yada yada, lame.
From the boy, I've learned about love and goodness. His love for Pokemon and his friends and family is real. I've learned right from wrong.
Anyway, Mecha Mewtwo self-destructs, Ash gets the diamond badge, gives it to Misty for her birthday, they probably, and everybody lives happily ever after. And that's the end of that. The story is a little tiring, but it's similar to an extended anime episode. The writer Michael Slade wanted to focus more on the human element rather than trying to make it a giant spectacle. To be fair, he knew nothing about Pokemon when they offered him the job, and when all was said and done, they only gave him 1 week to write a first draft of the script so they could start production. Michael was quite a successful playwright, and I think that he did a good job capturing the essence of the anime. The Pokemon props, which were created by the same team that did the Lion King stage show, are outstanding, but if I'm being honest, the most impressive part of the show are the musical numbers. They're great. I've had a few of them stuck in my head for days. Specifically the Giovanni numbers, because I love a bad boy.
I was born to rule the world, and I always achieved that goal.
Fun fact, Darren Dunstan played Giovanni, and he would go on to voice Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh! Critics' reception of the show was underwhelming, but we all know that doesn't matter. What matters is we're kids watching it. And yes, they were. I was 12 years old when this came out, and if I'd known about it, I probably would have sawed off a limb to go see it, but the nearest performance was 5 hours away, and I still hadn't figured out stick shift.
He doesn't want us to cut through our chains. He wants us to cut through our feet.
While the show was reasonably successful, it was clear that the main focus of the venture was to turn a profit. The initial production costs were $4 million, which was low for a Broadway musical at the time. While the show started out in a Broadway theater, it would quickly head out on a North American tour with performances in full-size stadiums. Members of the cast would recall doing 3 to 4 runs of the show per day, which was incredibly taxing on their voices and bodies. When you factor in that, moving the large set around, paying the crew, and the waning ticket sales, it was clear that the show couldn't go on. Despite 4 kids filming a high-quality version of the show and announcing that a home video version would be released, they canceled the show. That was the last anyone heard of it for a long time. 20 years later, Chad Tronick would make a video on the musical, which would spark interest in it once more. Shortly after this, some of the leftover props were found by YouTuber Freaktographer in an abandoned theater in Hamilton, Canada, which is only like 7 hours away from me. Maybe that road trip is finally in order. Still haven't figured out stick shift though. The original stage manager, Chris Mitchell, uploaded a handycam version of the production to his YouTube channel and has answered many questions about the musical since. He claims that producer Norman J. Grossfeld was going to cut together the HD footage, but was fired from 4 kids who then went bankrupt shortly afterwards. The footage went to Pokemon USA and was put into a vault. As we know, old Pokemon media has a history of getting leaked, so there's a possibility that someday we may get to see a high-quality production of Pokemon Live. However, for the time being, Pokemon Live is lost media.